Okay, this is episode 40 of RV Dream Makers, and this is going to be an informational episode today. First of all, I'm going to show you a video on we had water problems in, when we were in Northern California. We were at a casino, and I went to fill up the tank, or to run water straight through, and it started overflowing. Where if you're filling up your tank, there's two overflow valves on your trailer underneath, and when you're not supposed to let it overflow, but it lets you know if it's too full and it overflows. Well, I was running regular old city line, which is just a hookup to water like at campgrounds, but they call it city hookup, and the water was basically running out of my tank overflow. So I did some research on YouTube, and come to find out that where I hook up to my RV, that panel that's made by Anderson was changed to plastic from it used to be brass fittings. So they made it plastic because the RV manufacturers wanted to cut down costs. So that was one way they cut down costs. So then they started messing up and leaking and causing problems like we had. So we had to spend, I don't know, I think it was like $170 or more, and a lot more for shipping, because I think it came from the East Coast and we were on the complete Pacific Ocean, and had to change it out, and there's a video of that in there. But the main thing I wanted to show you today was how you can run your air conditioner, just one, with solar for $10 per unit. Instead of, most people have a soft start that they buy online for like $300 and something dollars, close to $400, to use them, for their air conditioner startup. Because the problem is the startup. When you start up an air conditioner, it's obviously a little more with 15,000 BTU than 13.5, but when you start an air conditioner, it takes about 3,500 watts to start it. And most inverters are not that big. I mean, you can get one that's bigger than that, but they're around 3,000, and your inverter is what generates the startup of your air conditioner. And with a soft start, I believe it kicks it down to about a 1,800 watt start. Well, you have to have the proper amount of panels, which I'll get to in a minute here, because once you get the air conditioner started, it only takes about 1,500 watts. And all this information I'll show you up top is on the inside of your air conditioner. But let's get started now. Okay, so here is my setup. I have 6 100 amp hour batteries, and I have a 3,000 watt inverter here. And I added these 2 batteries when we were in Tucson, because we were our batteries were full before 9 a.m. when we got on the road, and we were in sun every day. So I figured we're losing power, so I added 2 more batteries to give us 600 amp hours. But anyway, your inverter basically turns everything from DC to AC. So your panels bring in your DC, it comes to there's the charge controller back there that charges the batteries, comes into your inverter, which changes it all to AC, so you can run your plug-ins, your microwave, your refrigerator, everything, including your air conditioners. So we're going to go up on the roof now and check that out. Okay, so we're up here on the fifth wheel. I just cleaned it off because it was full of leaves from this winter so far. And here is my panels. I have 4 390 watt panels for a total of 1,560 watts. Well, that air conditioner right there is my 15,000 BTU, which takes 3,500 to start watts and 1,500 to run. Up here, I have my 13.5 BTU, and I think pretty much the starting watts and the running watts are close to the same. Not much difference, not as much as you would think. So this is the one I took apart. And you open up the case, and then right here is your capacitor. And here was the cover on the capacitor, which you can see says 13.5 BTU. All right. Now, if you notice, I got this a Turnabond tape in. This is the $10 item, which you can pick up at any plumber's or HVAC supply. It's called a hard boost. And this hard booster is only $10. And you hook it up, just like I have here. I don't think it matters which black wire goes to which one, I mean in and out. You just have to have one which clips, and there was a clip already there for all my whites on my capacitor. And then the other one goes on the red. That's the only thing you have to worry about. So, the clips are already there. Like this one has a clip over here, but by the instructions, it says white and red. And all I did was plug those in. And then I had Michelle. We were up in Glacier National Park at the time. And I had Michelle turn it on and run it. And we used both of them, but only one at a time. Could only sport one at a time. Then I went to, and I should probably show this. I'll show this in a little bit too. But on my phone, it shows exactly how many watts and amps that I'm bringing in from my solar panels. Then it subtracts what's being used by the air conditioner, and I was still pulling in a positive wattage into my batteries and running everything in the RV. So anything that was on, even though we probably weren't running much, maybe the air conditioner or the refrigerator, but yeah, and whatever we had plugged in or whatever, but not a lot of wattage. But this is a cheaper method by far. $10 is all. And I believe what it cuts it down to is what I estimated is to around a 2,200 watt to 2,400 watt starting. And then it just ran great. I mean, just a $10 can. And I put one in each, and I'm able to run one air conditioner with it. I haven't had to try it yet. I tried it at Glacier, but I haven't had to actually run it yet. Because sometimes up there in Glacier in July, it'll get possibly 90. We were parked in some shade and stuff. So that's one thing that we added to help us in some, warmer climate where we're out in BLM land or in national forest or, in a place, in a campground with no hookups, no power or anything. The other thing we added to help with temperature was we took out those small little fart fans that are crappy, and we have one here in our main bathroom, and we replaced them with Max Air. Now this Max Air is one of the better ones. I think it ran us like $169 through Amazon. And this Max Air was easy to put in. You can see the fresh die core that I put on there when I took out. They're real easy to install and put in. And we did this for our bathroom one, and it really sucks. Like, I don't know, probably 30-40 times stronger than the little fart fans, maybe even more than that, I don't know. Well, then at the back here, this little fan is above our bunk room, and it is really good. This is about a $240 or $30, I mean, I don't know what it is now, but this is your bigger Max Air fan, and it also can be run when it's raining or while you're driving, because what it does is it raises up, and this is a protective cover throughout the thing, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But those are two things that really help improve our air movement with our windows sliding open. That really helps cool things down, and it's definitely worth it. So I hope this helps people, especially on the air conditioner, of not having to spend so much money. And obviously, if it doesn't work for you, which I don't know why it wouldn't, with the hard boost, because it was so simple. I mean, it took me longer to stick it to the side with the Turnabond tape than it did to hook it up. Now, I did have to, you know, so the cords would fit through, I did have to cut a piece, you know, and fold it over, if you notice there, on the metal cover so that the wires could fit through. But it worked great, and again, it's a lot cheaper way. And I want to thank my HVAC buddy Sean Scanlon, who follows our channel, and he's the one that suggests to me, he saved me spending probably $700, at least $700, to put that soft start in, and we ended up, you know, putting in $20, and we're able to do the exact same thing. So I want to thank him for saving me that much money, and I hope I can save you that much money, fellow RVers that haven't tried it yet. Yes, you do have to have at least 1,500 amps of solar to run it, probably, or to keep it running. And you know, you got to have the, you know, I don't really have any problem with battery power, because if, you know, you're only going to run it during the middle of the day or afternoon, and unless it's cloudy or something, you shouldn't have any problem. We didn't whatsoever, just in the practice run. So I hope this part of the informational video helps you in any way. And if you want to ask questions or send comments, you know, underneath, just send them to us and we'll respond. Thanks. Okay, so here is the Max Air fan that we got. You can see it's quite a bit bigger than your fart fan, and it's got variable speeds, but this one pumps really well. I'd probably say, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 times faster. Michelle, does this one go in the opposite direction or no? All right, this one only goes one direction, sucking out. Okay, so here's our other Max Air, which is the bigger model. That was $259, I think, but it has a remote control with it, and you can see automatically comes up, and it has the vents. Turn it upside down here so you can see it up underneath. So everything's rain protected. All right, you can shut it off, and it's remote control, so it comes right up, and it really sucks a lot out. I mean, you can hear it down there sucking it out, and then you just shut it off with the remote control. It goes back down, it's covered. It's great. They fit the regular vents. Those were really good. Those were really good investments, because, you know, if you're in a situation where it's just a little tad warm in there, but not, you know, you don't want to run an air conditioner, you know, and it's great, and it doesn't draw that many amps at all. And this one was around again about 160 or 70, I think. And then the other one, this one was about 160, 170. That was about 259, but well worth it, you know. And instead of those little bitty cheap crappy fans, and they really move air really good, especially, you know, obviously when you got your windows open. And they don't hardly draw any amps, so it doesn't bother, you know, much on your batteries and stuff. So really good. Really happy with these improvements that we've made. All right, talk to you later. Okay, so I'm waiting for it to update. I just found when I turned on my Victron Bluetooth app, I guess you could call it, it's called for an update, and it's updating right now. But anyway, I can monitor my batteries at all times. I can see how much energy is being brought in from our panels through my phone. I can see, you know, how much is going out, you know, whether we have a negative wattage because of how much we're drawing. So here is, I go into, well, let's go out. So it's a little app there, Victron Energy, you connect, and then I just click on ours and it connects, and you can see we're at 100%, but this, you know, we're plugged in, so that's why it's going to cause, say, you know, currently, because I'm not, especially when it's 100% like this, I'm not actually charging the batteries either. And you know, it should be infinite, not 10 days, but anyway, so that's how I do it. Right now we're plugged in, so it doesn't matter. So that's how I check everything, and you can look at your history and your, you know, deepest discharge, last discharge, average, and then trends on it. But again, we've been plugged in since August, so anyway, that's how I check and monitor how much is coming in, how much is going out. So that's that portion. Okay, here's the problem with our water situation. What I found out on YouTube is, see this wet bay here? That's where we put our water in. And here's the old one, and I'll explain it in a second. So dry camping is what you put on when you're out with no water resource, and your pump just pumps it into your toilets, showers, sinks. You turn it to tank when you want to fill your tank. And on the bottom here is city, which is if we're hooked up to this water like it is now, and I put it back to, and I don't understand how city and dry camping, they must have another valve on this one now, the new one. But right now you can see I'm filling the tank. But if we want to go on city, then it's supposed to just bypass the tank. You don't use the water pump, and it's just a pressure from the city that goes into where you can run your showers and everything without the pump. Okay. Well, what I found, what was happening was on this one, when I put it on city, when we were at a casino, they had water for us to hook up to our city. It started coming out of my tanks. There's overflows underneath these, underneath my fifth wheel, that when your tank's full, it starts overflowing out. Well, that's not supposed to work. And then when I had it on dry camping, my pump was sucking in air through this hose, or through this gap. It's a gap for air, but it was just sucking air in everywhere. So I went online, and what I was told was that Anderson, who makes these, for every pretty much fifth wheel and trailer, was told by the manufacturers that it was too expensive for brass. They needed to change them to plastic. Okay, plastic valves here. So then I was told you could take off this knob right here, and this cartridge pulls out, and you could replace it with a new cartridge that you could buy on the Anderson website. So I went there, and that video was 2 years old. They didn't have the cartridges anymore. You had to buy a whole new panel, which, if you look behind here, is all brass. Okay, so I had to unhook this one, then hook that one in. We are now filling the tank, and Michelle already tried running faucets and the stuff, and the pump was kicking off, so everything seems to be good. Okay, we hope you enjoyed episode 40 of RV Dream Makers. Please like, share, subscribe. Again, send us your questions or comments about our both situations, the air condition or the water situation.
Well, there's the fans too.
Well, yeah, if you're interested in the fans. As you can see, Michelle in the background working on putting up her Christmas stuff, and it ain't even Thanksgiving yet. Remember, God loves you, but only Jesus can save you. See ya.